Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how I dropped 70 kilos from the old Hilux. Now today's video is a sponsored product, but they're probably not going to be happy with me. It's been 8 months now they've been running the iTech World slimline lithium batteries, but before doing the review I really wanted to test it first before I recommend it to use. Alright, let's get to it. Now getting straight into it, how did I save 70 kilos from the car? Previously I was running the kick-ass AGM 170 amp hour slimline batteries. Now they were bloody fantastic batteries. I had two of them at the back of the canopy here. Now that was just in front of the wheels here, so I had to wait as far forward as I could. But the trouble was, they were 45 kilos each, which means I had two of them, that's 90 kilos just in batteries. So having 340 amp hours of power was great, but 90 kilos, my car just can't handle that much weight. I need as much weight reduction as I can. And the trouble with AGM, I can only use 50% of the capacity, whereas changing to the lithiums, I can now use 100% of the capacity, and I saved 2/3 of the weight. Now, because I'm running a steel canopy and it is so bloody heavy, especially when I've got the rooftop tent and everything on top, I thought, while I've got a chance of putting new batteries in, why not move the weight even more forward? So I gave it a try. I used the kick-ass battery trays and fitted these iTech World slimline batteries behind the back seat, and look at this, it even closes. That couldn't have worked out any better. Weight wasn't the only reason I changed, even though the other batteries were 45 kilos each compared to around 11 kilos each. It was also charging time as well. Quite often I'm only traveling for a couple of hours a day, traveling between campsites, and having an AGM battery, it wasn't long enough to be able to fully top up that battery, whereas the lithium battery charges up twice as quick. So it helped us a lot on the road. Now these new slimlines are only 100 amp hours each, so I've got 200 amp hours total. Now on paper, that seems like I've gone down in amp hours, going from 340 amp hours down to 200. But you've got to remember with AGM, you only get to use 50% of the capacity, whereas lithiums, I get 100%. So even though I drop 170 amp hours on paper, I've still actually got more amp hours total. Now being honest with you guys, as I always am, iTech World wasn't actually my first choice. I didn't have much money, so I was going to go with the cheapest lithium battery I could find, but I wasn't happy with the reviews I was finding, so I actually cancelled that. I wasn't happy with it. I was much happier with the iTech World reviews, knowing that it was an Australian made company, not just a cheap imported battery that they slap a sticker on. I was much happier knowing that it come with a 3-year warranty and it was Australian locally made product. Like I said before, this was a sponsored product, but I still paid for it. I just got it at a slightly discounted rate. If I had to pay full retail price, I would have gladly paid full retail for that peace of mind knowing it's an Australian company. I'm not going to get into the technical specs of this. If you want to know the technical specs, you can just find that on the website. This is my personal experience with these batteries and whether I'd recommend them or not. But one good thing about these is they can handle 100 amp hours continuous draw, which means you can run your induction cooker, your microwave, your air fryer, all the convenience at home, you can run from these batteries, whereas you can't do that with a lot of AGMs. I've wanted lithium for years, but the average man just couldn't afford it. They've always been way too expensive, several $1,000s for any battery, and you couldn't justify the price. That's why a lot of people still went with AGMs or lead acid batteries. But recently they're becoming a lot more popular. There's a lot more competition on the market, and it's become a lot cheaper and more reasonable pricing. Around $1,200 is the retail price for one of these. Quite often they have specials on the website where you can actually save a lot of money too. But if you want to save even more money, I have a discount code with iTech World. Use Camping and Under, it's one word. You'll save 10% off anything off the entire store. I know a lot of people are still terrified of lithium batteries. The thought of them catching on fire, that they're not safe, but the technology has got a lot better over the years. They all come with a built-in battery management system now, a little brain, the computer that sits at the top of the battery here, and it measures the voltage in each cell and makes sure that each cell gets the correct amount of voltage. It will stop it from discharging too much. If it reaches the threshold, nearly 0%, it'll cut out so the brain of the battery has still got enough power left to be able to restart the battery again. If it gets too hot, it'll shut the battery out, so you can't get any errors there. And also, if it's overcharged, it'll cut the battery off as well, so you can't overcharge and end up causing a fire or anything else. They're completely safe now. The battery's made from prismatic cells, meaning it can handle any vibration or corrugation you can throw at it. And it's also a completely sealed battery too, meaning it's safe to have inside the cabin. It's not going to leak any dangerous gases. You guys know by now, in all my videos I try and be as open and honest as possible. So far, I honestly cannot fault the battery. It's been perfect. That's why I wanted to wait so long before I did review it, to see if I could fault it at all, because it's a huge investment. Upgrading to lithium is not a quick decision. It's something you need to do research and consider. It's not suitable for everybody. Not everybody needs lithium. It's only if you're more serious. It is getting cheaper, but eventually everyone will change to lithium, but yet it's not an essential item. So it's not for everybody, but I would highly recommend this battery. If you've got any more questions at all, don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'm always happy to answer. If you found the video helpful, leave a like. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. It really helps my channel. But thanks for watching the video, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers!